kind of frowned against it.
There. Now, full on photo.
Get them to actually work.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Much better.
Yeah, I agree.
Like sealant.
Yeah,
It's going to be.
Sure. All right,
Perfect
everybody.
photo.
Can we say hello to Kevin?
Hi, Kevin.
Howdy. So Kevin's going to chat with us a bit about Vimy Brewing Company and the beers that we're trying, and then eventually we will go into the back room and see the brewing equipment that we talked about on the bus.
So Brad warned me that they're not real animals coming in, so I'm glad he gave me that warning.
Don't challenge them.
They've been known to be animals.
Not real animals, all right. That might be offensive. My name is Kevin. I'm one of the owners of Vimy Brewing Company. We started the brewery in 2017. It's my brother and I who started the brewery, and we started a different location, and we moved to this location in 2020. Just during the pandemic, they were demolishing our old neighborhood. I'm assuming because of conference, you guys are not all from Ottawa. Is it all over like province, or are you guys?
Everybody from Canada? You're from New York. New York.
Okay.
Great.
New York, or-
He's from Alaska.
Nice. Nice. All right.
And everybody's like from Ontario.
Yep.
area?
Southern Ontario, TW.
Long ways from
Kingston?
So yeah, we used to be in like Little Italy area. I don't know if that's, you guys know where that is.
Yep.
Here and yeah, we kind of the pandemic kind of forced us to do a lot more like manufacturing. We put more of our products in cans now. We sell to beer store, which the beer store is an Ontario thing. It's owned by mostly Molson Labatt, but it's we also have our beer in the beer store. Certain beer stores we use the beer store for distribution as well, because they reach out. They deliver to all the beer stores, grocery stores, liquor stores, and liquor convenience stores as well in the province. So we've kind of jumped on them for distribution. Yeah, and this is our. We used to have a big event space in the old spot, about 8,000 square feet. But in the pandemic, we were forced to kind of sell. We went from selling most of our beer inside the brewery to selling it outside the brewery, and we haven't stopped. And we realized that this makes more sense for our new business model. So it's a pretty tight squeeze down there, but we can pump out a lot of beer from here. Feel free to sit down with the samples, like the pre-provided samples there. I'll talk about these beers. You might need to reveal your identities. Drink.
we did do our best
anybody.
to figure out a way, but it's just not going to work. So, yeah, but this draws aren't. You're gonna.
Blowers. I have blowers in each ear. So when it's plugged in, I've got air flowing right up over my face the entire time.
I had one, but one of the fans went and it started smoking while I was wearing the mask.
See, I made this with them right in place. My background is in camera.
You know, I had a couple beers before we left the hotel.
Yeah, I'm missing the fans right now.
Pre-drink before we left. I was like, yeah, those are going to hit me a little bit too. I'm like, yeah, good stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah, trash animals. Squeeze on in, guys. We'll get the full group in, and then we'll get pretty cozy because get cozy, and then we'll have a photo, and then you guys can keep or not keep your gear on. at your pleasure. Well, pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, you're Waldo. Where's Waldo?
Going on in, guys. Photo time. Group shot. Group shot.
The whole weekend.
Oh,
Yeah. All weekend.
Come by.
He's an amazing shot.
I don't work here.
Okay, let's let Kevin focus. So we can get through this education on at least talking about how beer is made. Let's focus on why it's called Vimy, the stuff that I'm going to ask some questions about on the bus.
Canada. Anyway, my name's Kevin. I think I can't remember if I mentioned that. So my brother and I run the brewery. My brother is actually the brewmaster, and I'm the everything else master. But it's actually just the two of us. Before, at our old spot, we had a big event space, we had games rooms, a bigger tap room, we had more staff, we had like more front row staff. But since the pandemic, we had lockdowns, we had to let all of our staff go, except for the two of us. And this is kind of the result of it, which I'm happier with because a little bit easier to manage. This place space, but we can still produce. We're producing actually more beer than we did before, but most of it's being sold outside the brewery. Yeah, so my brother and I were both former Canadian forces, so we, I know some of you are from the U.S., but the Battle of Vimy Ridge happened during the First World War. It was in May 1917. It was the first time that the Canadian Army fought together as one unit. All four divisions of the Canadian Army fought together as one unit, and it was this ridge that the British tried to take, they failed. The French tried to take, and they failed. And the Canadians fought this battle, and they won. So it was pretty significant for Canada. Canada was a country at that point, but this was kind of elevated it to a country that was functioning outside of British influence. So it was pretty significant for us. And so my brother and I, we wanted to create a brewery that celebrated Canadian achievements. So we felt that this was one of the first great Canadian achievements. So we named the brewery after the battle. And I'm wearing a shirt.
Good job.
With the logo on it today. There's some symbolism in our logo. So this was modeled off of a First World War cap badge, so something similar to like what someone in the tree would be wearing during the First World War during this battle. So there's the V there is for victory and Vimy. Those are the four maple leaves, and those are represent the four divisions that fought for Canada during this battle, or the four divisions of the Canadian Army. We have barley coming out of the shield, which is the primary ingredient in beer. I have an example here. If you guys want to take a look at it, pass it along. No one's ever seen barley before in that form. Now you can see it.
Careful, don't get past the bar.
It'll be gone.
Call that or what?
The black bear on top, that's an animal that exists.
Oh, the rodent's getting into it. Oh, the rodent's getting into the bag.
The black bear is an animal that exists in all provinces and territories in Canada, so we thought it was a very Canadian animal, although it doesn't exist in Prince Edward Island anymore, which is the smallest province in Canada. Those who don't know. But it did exist there in 1917. It's just, I guess, it's population or whatever broke them out. Yeah, so this is kind of, I don't know, you guys are going, where are you going after this?
Next to BTB.
Okay, so that's a bigger brewery. Well, the tanks are kind of similar sized. There's space really open, huge space. We modeled this after, so I was in the Navy, and I had an instructor that was a submariner. He took us on a tour of one of the submarines that we have. And what I noticed on the tour was that every single square inch was used create this pandemic-proof brewery. We don't want to go through another pandemic, or at least now we're prepared for another pandemic. We want to be as lean as possible. You know, we want to be able to pump out as much beer as we can with limited space, just to save on rent. And if we need to shut down the tap room, that's fine. We can still survive without it. On our old spot, shut down the tap room, we couldn't really survive without government assistance or the fact that we could deliver directly to homes, which was a rule that was kind of lifted during the time. Yeah, so this is kind of the result of that. So, so the whole brewing process, and I know Brad mentioned how beer is brewed for those who didn't know before. But yeah, we get big bags of barley. I don't have enough display, but big bags of barley that we get shipped in. What we do is you know, barley is kind of like a seed. We basically put it through a mill that crushes it, opens it up, and exposes the insides of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to brew with just barley like this. And it goes into once it's crushed. The name of it's called grist. At that point, we have a grist holding tank over there. Hard to see if it's going to block by the fermenters over there, but there's a system of augers that pulls the grist up into the mash tun. So we have a 45-degree PVC pipe over there. There's a flexible auger inside that pulls the grain all the way above this tank here. There's a motor there. It's kind of hard to see because of the ventilation there. It drops into this. At the same time it drops into this, we hydrate it with water from our hot liquor tank. There's a second tank in here. It's not no liquor in it. It's water, just giant hot water tank. As it drops in, we hydrate it, and there's a motor on top of this tank here that controls a rake that turns all the grain so the hull gets exposed to the hot water. And in this stage, we're basically extracting the sugars into the liquid, and that liquid is called wort. It's like basically sweet barley water. So yeah, then we rinse the grain, we transfer it rinse the rest of the grain, but we transfer the wort into the kettle over here. So the grain, all the crushed grain that's still there stays in this tank because there's a false bottom underneath that holds it there. And the wort goes into the kettle. At this point, we start boiling the wort, and we add hops. So we add hops at the beginning of the boil. Those contribute to the bitterness of the beer. They break down more, and then the boil is about an hour or so, depending on the beer. But later on the boil, we add more hops, and that adds to the flavor and aroma of the beer. So depending on what beer we're making, the cream ale, the lager ale that you guys had at the beginning has more like earthy hops in it. It's different from like the IPAs that have more fruity, citrusy, pioneer hops, which were more from North America. Yeah, so we boil the wort for about an hour, at which point we run it through our heat exchanger here, which at the same time we run cool water from our cold liquor tank, which is this tank here, which is just above zero. We cool down the wort that's about 100 degrees Celsius to about 20 degrees Celsius, and then we transfer it into one of our 3 fermentation tanks, or fermenters, on the left side, the conical tanks. We add yeast at that point, and that's the magic ingredient that turns the sugars in the wort into alcohol, heat, and carbon dioxide. And the wort ferments in there for about 5 to 7 days, depending on the beer. And then you can call it beer at that point after the fermentation is complete. Once the fermentation is complete, we cool the tanks down, so anything that's left in the tanks, any yeast, proteins, it all drops down into the cones. We pull the beer from above where the liquid sediments in the cone, and transfer it into one of our 4 bright tanks, and those are the tanks for.
When we're at the next location, we're going to be more up close and personal with those. we usually just stay here because it's like a submarine and you can smack your head on stuff. But at the next location, I'll be able to point out those tanks to you too. You could die, yeah. That's why we have the waiver. Wait, I forgot to have you do the waiver.
Bright tanks and the bright tanks
Okay,
there.
don't tell me, buddy.
Sorry, what's the define of a wort? What's a wort? What's the wort?
Wort,
Yeah.
W-O-R-T, is like is the liquid that when you crush the grains in here and you rinse it over with water. That W-O-R-T or wort is like a sweet liquid porridge, barley juice. It's like they juice the barley and get all the good stuff out, and then they transfer it here and boil it.
It doesn't taste
This
like beer.
is wort plus yeast and hops and thyme.
So what's that step where it's like you have to get the barley to start growing a little bit before
Germination.
Yeah. So yeah, it's essentially the same as germination. It's the same idea. It's like, when you germinate seeds before you plant them, you basically make them start to sprout. So you do that by, I've done it with seeds before, where you put the seeds in kind of like a big towel, then keep them moist, and then they start to sprout. So so malting isn't quite sprouting, but it's the initial sprouting. Same idea.
Tricking the grain into thinking it's going to turn into that plant by wetting and drying the grain repetitively. So they'll wet it, let it dry, wet it, let it dry, and it's like jump starting the grain into I'm going to be a big barley plant in the future.
Yeah, and it makes it more complex. Like it makes it a better product. So yeah, our malt that we get, the barley that we get is pretty malt. Including malt in here. I went to Golden, Colorado, where Coors, the original Coors brewery is, and they have their own malting facility.
Because I was like, I'm busy.
You should watch this show. It's pretty crazy what they do. They didn't
Yeah, like a growler. I know some people that have been space there, so I know some people that have been like stuck there, and they're like, yeah, cost of living is ridiculous.
Looking to create a nonprofit to start a convention where I live. Amazon's been probably the oldest running fire.
I respect their shit. Like, I've done skydiving. That shit.
What was the one that got
I was in a ride.
trouble with the
I haven't tried it.
Oh, great for
It's a ride. You ever tried?
back and talk about the history of canning, and I'm going to go get your beer.
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
I'll go get it.
It's been a long day. It's hot out there. Friday, TGIF. Should I wait for these drivers before I start telling the story?
There's a couple that went to the washroom.
You think they're doing their own thing?
They'll be back. They just went to the washroom.
Okay, great. How's the tour been so far? What have you been?
Awesome.
What else have you seen? Where else have you been? No offense to whoever bidding for us. All right, well, I'll just stop. Save the best for last. Save the best for last. So this is Beyond the Pale. We've been in this area for 8 years. We just celebrated our 8-year anniversary in this warehouse here. We're 13 years old. We started in 2012. Is that 13? That's
2012 would be 12.
That's 12. Okay, great. 12. I'm not good at math. Well, I work in a brewery. No math necessary. So 12 years ago, we started in a small little brewery, basically the same square foot as this area that we're in right now. From that post to this wall. It's pretty tiny to have a tap room, brewery, the bathroom.
What is it, 1,000 square feet?
I don't know.
Very tiny.
That sounds yeah. Maybe 8,000, 80,000 to 8 feet. I don't know.
You're not spatially aware.
Yeah, I'm not spatially aware. Yeah, we started. Our owners went to school and toured infants in the States in the early 2000s. Thanks, Mitch. Everyone say thanks to Mitch.
All right.
Yeah, Mitch. You want a sticker, Mitch? You want a sticker?
All right, let's go later. Yeah. Who do we got? The first beer we're having, everybody, is called Clean Cut. And if
here, we saved this for you. Hope that's enough.
Party! Woo!
That should get us through a room party, right?
There's for your room party, yeah.
I think we hit a clock. Thanks, Keeners, for being up at the front. Appreciate you.
They're coming, they're stranglers. They'll get here.
Sniffing out the place. Taking a look in all the nooks and crannies. There's a lot of fun stuff.
Welcome to herding furries.
Right? Back here, everybody.
Hi.
We got lost.
Hi, Julia.
Where's the cat?
The cat. She's back here. She loves to murder people. So if you're into that,
Nice. She loves to murder mice, right?
She hates testosterone. She hates loud noises. So she's gonna love this. She's not there if you can see her. She's sleeping up there on top of the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She hates me.
Oh.
She might come down here and kill me in front of you. So I'm sorry if that's.
Oh my god. Nice.
Say hello to me, exactly. What are you gonna do? A feral cat. We invited her into our home. Now it's her home.
That's just an advertising opportunity right there. Release the new line, Brewer's Blood.
Right? Yeah. Bradley, I thought you were gonna bring us beers.
I did tell them to get beers. I'm gonna go tell them now.
Okay, great.
You know I'm a mouse, right?
Oh yeah.
Come on, Pat, you want a meal?
She is really good, yeah. She'll go for your your feet tendons first. She's really good. Yeah, those Achilles. They're good. Good as gone.
Killer.
Have we found the cat?
Yeah, she's right there. She's on top of you can see her on the way out. She's on top of this little
Yeah, if you like go back that way a little bit, you'll see her up on top of the boxes.
yeah, you can zoom in. She'll be giving you the finger for sure.
That's Pat's.
So this is our loading dock. This is where we keep all of our beer that's ready to go out to our licensees. We keep some of our seltzers back here, a bunch of beers that don't need to be refrigerated, that have a low hop profile, like the Darkness, which is our oatmeal stout, and then we have some of our seltzers that we make here, our side hustle, not our passion, our side hustle, but so we have that back here. You can see there's some ingredients. We walked by closer to the entrance over there. There's a bunch of bags of wheat and oats. And other type of barley.
Horse.
Yeah.
Oats.
So we get all these ingredients shipped in from Alberta and Germany. They seem to have the best of the best as far as barley and that sort of brewing ingredients. So we're in a weird area over here. There's a lot of construction. That construction is pushing a lot of rodents our way. Basically, their home was over there. Now they've dug up their home. They're looking for a new home.
You never realized they'd get this big, did you?
Right? Yeah. This one just came out of the rafters while we were talking. So this was a problem. We had mice climbing into these bags, and these bags are like $1,000 bags. Like they're pretty expensive. As far as like shipping and importing these bags from Germany. Right?
This is Cab Lunch. What's Cab Lunch?
What's what?
Cab Lunch.
Cab Munich.
Cab Munich?
I think is that what it is?
Is that where
Cara,
it's from?
sorry, it's Cara Munich.
Oh yeah, Cara Munich. So
Cara
that's
Munich.
a darker barley. That's like a
Munich style caramel malt.
yeah. So
Okay.
it embarks a light chocolate taste.
Ooh.
Yeah. Used in like fair beers, like our evening edition, which is a dark lager.
So what's the difference between the 1 and the 2?
One is the first one, and one is the second one.
Hard questions.
Yeah.
I feel like we should bring in a brewer.
I appreciate you asking these hard questions. Right, I'm not good at math, but I do know that one. Yeah, I wrote the 1 and 2 on it. So we had the Orchid Man here all the time trying to catch all these mice and these guys. Once they eat through a bag, you know, that's us dumping that bag in the garbage, and we're throwing thousands and thousands of dollars away. Oh, hey, everyone, it's Jay.
Hey!
Say thanks, Jay.
Hair person.
Yeah.
You want a sticker?
Want a sticker?
Oh, yeah. I like that. That's a real lure.
Yeah.
I fell for it.
Orange is good.
Yeah.
Orange is good. I'll be right back to that.
Orange is good.
Jakey, do you want a sticker?
Of course I want a sticker, but I'll be back with a beer in a second. I'll be
Okay, great.
Hell yeah.
This beer is called Pink Fuzz. The Pink Fuzz is made with grapefruit zest, so we're gonna get an alternate for our grapefruit avoiding
Right, it's
friends.
getting serious.
I'm gonna get your. I need that photo, Brad.
I need that photo.
Serious Brad.
Yeah, that's for your business card.
Good.
Brad got serious ones.
You're deep throating that. Deep throating that.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Hell yeah!
Did you want an
I
alternate?
appreciate how close everyone watched that.
No,
Listen, I got a host things in college.
Can I have you just kind of reaching for one while you're holding it, right? Just kind of like, you know.
And that's alternate with the orange and the grapefruit.
Down here.
Perfect.
This is orange is the new thing.
Orange is the new pink.
Oh, that's
exactly.
wonderful.
Orange is the new pink.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You're good.
Did everyone get a beer? Did everyone get Pink Fuzz?
I don't think I got one.
Pretty sure we all watched you down that.
Literally swallowed
here.
the glass. Are we talking? Do we have everybody?
Does
have
everyone have one of these ones?
No, you don't have one.
I set my.
Oh, you have another one?
I mean, I'll take the
Okay, let's let this kind gentleman. By the way, Andrew and I have known each other for close to 12 years.
Yeah, we used to be enemies, but now we're friends.
I used to own a cookie truck, like a biscuit wagon, a food truck where
Is that
I made
slang for
cookies.
something?
Biscuit
Biscuit
wagon.
wagon?
Yeah. So I every morning at 6 or 7 in the morning would start my very loud, poorly maintained
Diesel truck.
loud truck, and I would drive it to the farmer's market where I would sell my cookies in a very organic manner. And his I didn't know this, but his apartment was right next to the room, right next to the parking lot, and he would hear me start the truck every morning at 6 or 7 in the morning on a Saturday. And he only tells me this like 3 years later. He's like, "You own that cookie truck, right?" I fucking hate
We didn't know each other then.
This is a deep rooted hate.
Right? Yeah, this is a real hate. This is a true hate.
Period.
Have you ever been like woken up by a stranger on your Sunday morning?
with the smell of a
With the
propane
smell of,
truck.
propane truck. I also had to, and then for my work, previous work, I also had to buy cookies from Brad. And that was a nightmare also. But now we're friends and no need to rehash the past. But we can talk about the past of this brewery. This is Pink Fuzz, so this is an American zested grapefruit wheat beer. It's one of the beers that we opened with when we started in 2012. We started with Darkness. That was the owner's wife's favorite, so that was the oatmeal stout. We make sure to have that. Ooh. We did Rye Guy, an Imperial Rye Guy. It was a rye IPA at 6% and 10%. Ooh. And then we put out this funny little fruity guy. And then we were like, this will be amazing. We'll just have like a real like smorgasbord of tastes. And our idea was to put out like a new beer every week. Basically, from the time we opened up, this was the most popular beer, and we had to make it at all times. Yeah. So we became known in Ottawa for Pink Fuzz, which we love. It is a very work. You get the most work goes into it. What's that word?
Most work, labor intensive.
Labor intensive. Yeah, you look like a guy that reads a book. Every once in a while. That was a compliment. Yeah. So basically, we ship in our own grapefruit, and we zest the grapefruits here for this beer. So we have like a.
It's really fresh right now. Is this like?
Yeah.
Like it tastes.
This is how it's supposed to taste.
It could just be that I've really made me beer all day, but this really tastes.
You look parched.
Flavor's more intense.
You look parched. I'm glad that we got the good stuff in you.
I didn't think I could get this hot in Canada. I'm from
Right?
New York. I'm like, what the hell?
New York is just.
We all live in
This is true, but
Yeah, isn't New
New
York
York's
north
just
of
sunny.
here?
but Canada's supposed to be cold as hell, right?
No.
Where are Orlando?
It was like this all week last week in Toronto. It was extremely humid and very warm, even before the sun came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even PEI was hot as hell last week.
Those potatoes, gotta get those potatoes.
When you
Yeah.
your
get those
forearms are
potatoes.
sweating just sitting.
2 weeks ago.
Okay, you were going to tell a story though.
What's that?
Yep.
Oh, so all the grapefruit that we zest here, we have like a food safe Rumpelstiltskin machine, like one of those spinners that you jam grapefruit in, and then someone just stands there hitting it with their foot and then messing it up. We've tried to get like pre-made zest from like companies that make adjuncts and stuff. Did you learn about adjuncts on the bus?
Yeah.
Great. So we tried to get the zest from adjunct companies, and it just never tasted right. So we get in like 60, or no, we get
16.
Yeah, we get 16 boxes of grapefruits, and each one has about 60 grapefruits in it. So we get that for every batch that we make, and then we have a shit ton of grapefruit afterwards, and then we hand out those grapefruits to the Dalhousie Food Cupboard, which is a neighbor institution that makes sure people that need things get things. And they're like, thanks, but that's also a shit ton of grapefruit for us to deal with. Sort of a hindrance.
How many bushels of grapefruit are in a shit ton?
Again with the math.
There you go. I'll come back. Yeah, we'll come back to that. So then we give half to them, and then we give half to a hot sauce company called Meow That's Hot.
So you just love the furries then?
We love the furries, yeah. They're in every aspect of our beer.
It's because they don't drink so much beer is why
Right?
I love them.
Exactly.
By the way, I'm
Furry.
If you're
Sticker return. What? That's life.
Sticker trade.
Home. Exactly.
And then this at some point puts the water in Waterloo, right?
Perfect.
Or it puts the fun in the furry convention.
Hell yeah.
This tour came to the brewery last
Yeah, last year.
It's a pretty good time.
Yeah, pretty cool setup we have here.
Don't walk into that. Don't walk into that.
Oh yeah, watch those grades, they're pretty sketchy.
There's some big holes, and I will say they're not the best things to step on. Some of them stick up, you might trip.
It's a test.
How's it wearing white shoes in here?
See how good you're feeling. Yeah, it's not my best.
Yeah, it's like, I'm feeling the same kind of though.
I was in steel toes all day, and I changed. So. Oh, nice.
Taking alcohol.
I like the yeast. Fuck yeah, yeast.
Oh, cool. Nice. I just noticed those. Very nice.
Having my EP.
Cool.
Wow.
So this is our brew house. This is where we make all the magic happen. Did you guys go through the brewing process at Vimy?
Yeah.
Great. So you know everything about making beer. So, so basically our system, we have this mill here. We take our oats or whatever we're going to put in there. We crack them open so that later we can get at what's inside. Then we have an auger system here that brings it up to this hopper here. It'll jump to all those ingredients into the kettle. Basically, I appreciate this. I appreciate that. The biggest yawn I ever saw in my life just happened. It was incredible, yes. So beer gets made and then we all go home.
Basically.
I'm just kidding. So then is this the kettle?
Nope. That's the mash tun.
Oh, that's the mash tun. Oh, what a jingling. Anyone want to take a look inside this mash tub?
Stick your head in, yeah. Head in the oven, yep.
So basically, we put all the, we put,
So it cuts it all up, it spins.
so we put the ingredients,
It's just to break it down. So this is all saturated with water. Right? And then once it gets in there, it's all saturated, then it's not extracted.
Watch your steps, everybody. Hey, Haas, look in it, Jen.
It's a really tiny screen. And it sucks all of the sugar water out, it leaves all the shiny stuff. And then we bring all the stuff, we put it in buckets, we put it out back, and then it goes into awesome. And
Yes, get it.
So it's not most of the top, or
it's not even a flowing thing, so it's like a base for grain. It's almost like a powder, but most of it is grain. So you're still getting like large particles of grain, and they sit in there. And so we have these. We have a shovel. We got this guy here. So you go into there and you're just pulling it out into the bucket. Wow, Jeremy is a great brewer. But that's already
he was a guy when I
Inside. But it's essentially just, I don't know, just different techniques to malt, but like it's basically just, they just dump a bunch of grain on the ground and then just let it get moist. It's like not rocket science. Yeah, exactly. It's just like,
Well, in the basic malts, yes, wet, dry, stop, and then break out the husk. But then there's obviously specialized malts that have either smoking involved or acidulation or light roasting, kiln malts.
there's a lot of stuff. That
Hundreds
you
of
can do,
varieties of malts.
and
just
the
to make
most-
beer.
The basic like barley that we use is 2-row barley, and it's the majority of all our beers. We do have specialty malts like the red ale that you guys have, definitely dark, right? What makes it dark, or what triggers to the darkness, is the roasted barley. So you might get a little bit. Some people get a little like almost like coffee. Or roasted barley is the same idea, like roasted coffee. It's like you get that roastiness in there. There's more so in our stout. There's some caramel malts in there too, so like caramelized malts. Yeah.
Cool.
So
we're about 15 minutes, by the way.
So just to finish off the whole process there, so when the beer goes into the bright tank, we carbonate the beer in there, we can off the bright tanks, we keg off the bright tanks, and we store beer. So that's basically the process. Any other questions during the process? I'll be around if you have any more questions. I definitely have questions for the conference.
You scrape like the marks of all the initial ingredients. Do you add anything after the fact, or no?
Like once it's beer in the bright tank, we'll add, so the beers that need to be cleared, we'll add like clearing agents, so it kind of helps with any other, like there's no yeast in there, we'll break down proteins coming down, or we'll bring them down. But we don't add any like flavoring like that yet.
So all the beers you had today were just those 4 ingredients. At our next location, they make one with grapefruit zest, which they add in the boil. But anything that's added other than those 4 ingredients is called an adjunct, ADJUNCT. Maybe it's going to be on the pop quiz later. But those adjuncts are things like maybe you might have a stout with cocoa nibs, or a stout with licorice, or you might have a New England IPA with fruit juice added to it. Yes, a milk stout. Exactly. Those are all different adjuncts that are added. Some of them are added in the boil, some of them are added after, like in carbonation. You guys actually add an adjunct, which is some flavorings to some of your beers in keg that are on draft here too.
Yeah, so we do like special releases.
Guava and crumble
versions of our beer. Right now, it's it's
guava.
Yeah, the Malaysian guava lager ale, and then crumble topping red ale.
Yeah.
So it's kind of turns it into
And there, by the way, this is probably the time where we can head back into there. And if you did want any extra beers to have, this would be like the last moment for you to buy a half pint or a pint. Obviously, we're getting beers in the next spot, but we are here for 15 more minutes. Can we say thank you to Kevin?
Thank you,
Kevin.
Do you have any questions?
Here too. Oh yes, do you? Well, let's head back to the tap room, and then Kevin was sitting in here 2.5, 3 years ago, and these guys said, we've just booked a furry event, and it was supposed to be like an event put on by the University of Ottawa faculty, and it was going to be all furries, and they literally put it out like, it's a furry event. Nobody came in furry events, and they were like, wow, nobody came, and I was like, I think I know what you're trying to get, and this was the result of part of that conversation. Sitting in here, they were like, you know, we're gonna have a furry event here. I'm like, I think you will, but I don't think it'll be.
We were so bummed. It was the student union that didn't realize that their name, the Fast and the Furry Us, and with a hyphen in between, and we're like, obviously, we know these people and we want them. And then it was just university regular.
It was just a university fundraiser that used Furry Us. They said, wait a year, we'll have them here.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Watch this.
We'll show you real furries.
So, Brad and I happened to just be, we weren't working, but we just happened to be here that day.
I do hang out here quite a bit.
We were pretty bummed. Yeah.
Oh, according to the vinyl mask.
You had a what?
They want
When you
donkey.
When you prep
Is it here?
I think it's at the warehouse.
You can go get it?
I'm gonna go get it right now.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I'm with my people.
What a faux pas. I can't believe.
Can you make sure they get their beer while I run?
Is this, this is yummy?
Third beer is yummy.
Oh, thank you.
Honor system, only grab one.
Does anyone want to go with Brad to the dark warehouse across the street? The lights don't work.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, I haven't got a new beer yet.
Oh wow, cheers nonetheless.
Cheers anyways.
Cheers.
It's like the.
Oh my god.
It's like that unicorn head with like that plastic one with the mouth that's always open.
Yeah.
That's his little donkey head.
Sorry, what beer is this?
So he's
The
furry.
previous one was the
Yeah, totally, yeah.
What beer is this, sorry?
This is yummy. So this one's gonna be.
That's pretty good.
I agree.
Good description.
Right?
Accurate.
Impossible to market. So this is. So after we were making all those IPAs and we took a deviation with Clean Cut to like take get the people what they want, then we started making lower alcohol IPAs with little to no bitterness, which focused more on like the juicy citrus aspect. And so after
the part of the IPA supposed to be there.
so there's many kinds of IPA, yeah.
Yeah.
So the guys northeast states, they don't want any pain, they just want pleasure.
Inklings.
Right? In the all those Vermont guys. Hey everyone, say hi to Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hi Jeremy.
How's it going? You guys seem like a fun crowd.
Hey, Jeremy. You want a sticker?
Fire me up.
Jeremy, do you want a sticker?
You guys are in the best hands, so
Do you want the Holland Haas to give you a sticker?
I'm game.
Yeah. It's not more than what it sounds like.
I mean, I was open to
Shit, where are my stickers?
something more, but
Uh-oh.
Are they still on the bus?
Hold on. I'm so sorry.
gonna bring upstairs.
We'll find you. Jeremy
okay.
works there. He's not just some guy
I'll be here for a little
trampled in
while
off the
still,
streets.
So when this is done, you guys can find me up.
Oh, there's one. No, that was garbage.
Here.
Oh, no.
I'll leave it there. It'll give me an excuse
Oh,
to
perfect.
Use up the time meeting.
on Monday. So.
There you go.
What are we gonna do? Go put our
Thank
stickers
you.
all over the beer kegs or something?
Hey, there's an idea.
I didn't bring my weenie.
Yeah, I forgot mine.
You are an embarrassment to furries.
Jeremy, how would you describe yummy?
Oh, it's pretty yummy.
Done.
Done. It's a wonderful like New England style or northeastern style IPA. It's very fully hopped. You get your citrus in there. You get all of those lovely notes. Not as much bitterness, and it's almost like drinking juice when it's nice and cold in the middle of summer and you're sitting on a nice patio or a nice little beach or something, yummy is typically one of my go-tos. And it's light, right? 5% ABV, very easy drinking. The hop profile complements everything, the grains and everything that goes into it. So it's one of our, like, easily one of our best beers. But,
So this is for Americans that didn't know it gets hot in Canada.
or I'd say for like maybe like 47 of the states, yes. And then for the 3 that do that kind of style, they would really enjoy it. So if you're looking at anybody from Vermont, New York, Maine, they really recognize that.
No way.
Love that beer.
It's about making lighter era.
Well, that's why I thought it would be like here. Like it just almost.
Where's all this from? Americans haven't had good beer either.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, I got back from Mexico last night, and I've seen tons of Americans down there that had very interesting beers. But hey, we do it better. I must say, we definitely do it better. So this is exactly where you want to be. 5.4%. It's a wonderful point to be at. You know, it's not too potent. It's not too under. You're getting what you want out of it, and it's so full flavored. You know, you get all of those notes out of it. That citrus, that almost little bit of like tropicalness out of it, right? It's, I think, one of our best recipes, absolutely, hands down.
Hell yeah.
I don't make
Yay!
it.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah.
So this guy needs commission, right?
Right?
And then I enjoy it.
Good job.
Didn't expect to be sure to ball to the presentation today.
You know, 1,000 for the population and 1 for me. And then I let it go a little longer, and then I'll be like, okay, another 2,000 cans for the population, and maybe 1 for me.
Quality assurance.
Well, there's
Exactly.
two more glasses right there. You should just.
Oh, I've had my fill today. I'm recovering from a vacation, so.
Good.
Today's been a lot of water. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, I wanted to hear that. Jeremy's a true professional. I think he's been here.
Did you find the cat?
There.
Right there.
She was about here. Usually when I get close, she like screws up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't like me.
No, she did the little toss on the tummy thing today for me too.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I was beside this pallet, and she was in front of her little house, and she just rolled on the ground. She was loving life.
I'm
It was
shocked.
great.
I'm actually shocked.
When I started to try and approach her, she flipped right up and went that way, which is fair.
She's trying to like rip my guts out, which is similar, like
Right.
to like Chummy Chime, but
Yes.
yeah, she just wanted
It's a
like,
different
to
time.
see inside.
Yeah. Different style of tummy time.
Yeah, different style. Yeah, but essentially the same
It
thing,
means she's warming up to you.
right? She touched me. Any questions about this great place? About this great? I brought you to the warehouse first because it's the coldest room in the place. So I thought it made sense.
What's in the blue?
What's in the what?
Blue.
Oh, probably poison.
Poison?
What's in the blue? Poison? Okay.
Ethanol.
It's flammable, whatever it is.
Oh.
95% diluted alcohol.
Oh.
So we use parts of that to make our seltzers. That's where that comes from. We don't have a distillery here, so we can't distill alcohol. So we have to bring in alcohol, and then we bring stuff in from other places to kind of help out with that side a little bit. Bring our stuff down into more the flavor profile that we're looking for.
Is that just legal reasons you don't have a distillery here, or just expensive?
I mean, it's pricier that we don't have a distillery, but you know, if we're looking to build a distillery, it's going to be a lot more money than it would be to bring those guys in.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I've heard like some people like it's basically a bomb waiting to happen.
For sure it is.
Fails.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
we
a
don't
real
set
still.
firecrackers off here very often. So.
Hey everyone, it's Hunter.
Hey.
Say hi to Hunter.
You don't like your adrenaline rush?
Sorry?
You gotta get that adrenaline rush. Get the flammable liquids.
I have
and, like,
enough
the fires.
adrenaline rushes in this place
No,
with
woo!
potential
Why am I
exposure.
triggered every time you say that?
You're gonna hear that
More
drivers.
Hey,
The same reason, because they're
We all got one.
Yeah, we all have a sticker. We all have a sticker.
Yeah.
So we wanted something for the bar,
Yeah.
for the non-beer drinkers and whatever. We do a lot of stuff.